Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today we're looking at Advanced Dungeons & Dragons number 14. This is by DC Comics with assists from TSR. TSR owns the rights to Dungeons & Dragons and all the characters. DC is just pushing it out. So this is an IP comic. And I'm liking this more than I thought I would. I bought the first 20 issues, and I've been slowly reading them, and I'm really enjoying them. Some good old school comics is the only way for me to describe it. So it says story by Dan Mishkin, who I think I became aware of him on the Blue Beetle comic, a solid superhero artist. I don't know if he ever worked for Marvel. Jan Duursema. I had to look up Jan Duursema because I've been a fan of her work forever. You know, this is what, 1990? You know, forever as far as I'm concerned. And I didn't know anything about her. I've been seeing her work everywhere. I first became aware of her in Warlord. And in Warlord, she created Arion, Lord of Atlantis. So, I had to look her up a little bit. I didn't know that she's the wife of Tom Mandrake. So that must be, if they have kids, they're going to have some incredibly talented children. So let's look at the spell games. Let's look at the edition before we continue. Geez, this is so tiny I can't even see it. But we already know it's 1990, published Monday, 1989, copyright. Yeah, but it came out 1990. All right, so I don't know if any of you viewers have played Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a big old school Dungeons & Dragons. This is my Dungeons & Dragons, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition. So I made it to the 2nd edition of AD&D, and that's where I stopped. Me and my friends, we played a lot. I went to Stony Brook University at this point before I transferred out, went to Albuquerque, and Thursday night was the big party night. I'm getting off on a tangent already. Thursday night was the big party night. I would DJ the parties, and we would have kegs and everything. It was a lot of fun. And then Friday and Saturday, it was dead. Believe it or not, it was college and dead. Why? Because most of the people in Stony Brook seemed to they lived in Long Island. It was like a good place to go away to school but still be close to home. So they all went home on the weekends. I didn't go away to college to go home on the weekends. So it was like a freaking ghost town. So I just got the idea of playing Dungeons & Dragons. And oh my God, it became, as soon as classes were over on Friday, we played till Sunday night. You know, it was insane. It was a lot of fun. We went out to Play World, and we got a plastic armor, you know, made for kids, pulled the straps off and made them bigger. We would sit and bop each other with the plastic swords. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, so I'm a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a big fan of DC Comics. So this was a no-brainer for me. But at the time, I think I bought issue 1 and I never continued. I only bought these back issues maybe a year ago, because I don't know why. Comic books were for superheroes because I was a weird kid. But anyway, we got a setting over here. This is Vajra. Vajra is the warrior. So, you know, Dungeons & Dragons, I guess it was a little less complicated, a little less complicated back then. She was a warrior. And her backstory is she was a thief. This guy Connor was her mentor. And for whatever reason, he sold her into slavery, and she became like a gladiator, you know, and she excelled as a gladiator. Now, he's saying you don't know the whole story, and she's resentful. And what did he do? He found her. There's a bounty on her head because she's an escaped slave, and she's a tremendous gladiator, so there's a big reward for her. So Connor shows up, and she's like, "You're hoodwinking me again." You know, how could she trust the guy that he saved her life, he fed her, he sheltered her, became like the father figure, and then sold her into slavery. So there you go. So they're arguing in the streets, and it draws the. What are they doing? They're now acting as mercenaries to go after a wizard, and this is like an assistant wizard, and I love this. Whenever he uses magic, they just say the name of the spell in this. So telekinesis. He does 3 telekinesis spells, and the 3 members of the party fly away. He is mute. He was another slave gladiator that was like romantically linked. Last issue they just got back together again, but while they were separated, he got his throat slit and he can't talk, and he developed psionics. If you remember Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, psionics became like a big thing, and I loved psionics because it was basically superpowers. And my Dungeons & Dragons, I was fading out No. What am I talking? No, yes, I was fading out of Dungeons and Dragons at this point, and I was getting into Village Vigilantes, which is a superhero role playing game. Then when I went to Stony Brook, I got back into Dungeons and Dragons, even though I wanted to play the superhero role playing game, but my buddies that I played with, they weren't into it. So I played Dungeons and Dragons with us, and I was the DM. And then I was like, after a big campaign, I said, let's try this other game, and I got him into V&V, and we never went back. So I think I'm trying to think of when I transferred. I don't even know when I left. So 93 was probably the last time I ever played Dungeons and Dragons. So anyway, why am I talking about this? Let's look at the credits. Steve Haney, letterer, Matt Webb, colorist, and Elliot Magan. I know he's been a long time DC editor, quality editor, but those are the two names I don't know. I'm sorry. So look at this height that they're falling from, and they land in these curtains in the bazaar. You know, this is such a direct bazaar city, but I don't know why. They were specifically hunting that wizard. Why did they survive? Why didn't the wizard kill him? Plot, you know, and the wizards leave, and now the beggars are coming, and he's like, don't touch the beggars. They're gonna rob you blind, and she's like, don't you tell me about rob. And old animosities develop, and he creates a psionic what do they call it, a squealer. And this was actually a creature in one of the monster manuals. So I like this. They're using real TSR monsters, licensed product, I guess, familiar intellectual properties. So I like that. Although they stopped writing the stats in the back, I really like that when they made up characters and put the stats in the back. They stopped doing that after a while. So now, you know, they're fighting, and now he can't speak, so what's he doing? He's using his sonic abilities to literally make a thought balloon. So this is real. Like, it's a thought balloon, but the characters can see it. So he's communicating through storytelling, and she's learning everything, like how he got his throat slit and everything. And of course, this relationship is really complicated because she loved him like a father. He loved her like a daughter. She literally owes him her life. But he did sell her into slavery. And at this point in the comic, I'm not going to give it spoilers, we don't know why. We don't know the circumstances. Now, he's doing the Chewbacca on her. He's going to tie her up, put her into bondage again, so they can get into this wizard's chambers, because they need to rescue a Werecat boy, a boy who's a Werecat. So they follow the wizard that telekinesis them, and he's like, use your mental powers. So he has psionics again. So he's going to do telepathy, and he creates this cat image. He doesn't know why he was thinking about the cat, but now he's like, oh, I got to follow this cat. And she's like, what's going on? They follow the cat to the alleyway. The cat disappears, and so they distracted the wizard so they could sneak into the other wizard. So this is the major wizard. He was the minor wizard. And there he is. He has a little cat, and the cat is a little wereboy. It's a little boy who's a werecat, and we don't know why at this point, why he needs them, but he's like super protected. Look at this creepy looking wizard. I do like Jan Jasima's art a lot. Gotham by Gaslight. It's funny because at this point, oh my God, did I hate Mike Mignola's artwork. And I am a Hellboy freak. I love Mike Mignola now, but I gotta say, at this point in my life, at this point in Mike Mignola's career, you couldn't pay me to get a Mike. Oh my God, I got so mad whenever I saw Mike Mignola was drawing a comic that I liked. Oh man, it's funny how things change, huh? I love it. In my defense, his art wasn't that good. I mean, that looks like Superman, just like a fat guy cosplay. So what's going on? He's the main wizard now. He's suffering from seizures, and this gem is talking to him, and the gem is, you know, threatening him. So we don't, at this point, we don't know the full story. So now that they're planning on breaking into the wizard's chamber, and this is where Conler goes off to spy, and then these two start doing the lovey-doveys, you know. And he's like, "Are you guys well rested? We got to break in now." So now they're doing the Chewbacca, you know. She's going to tie her hands up, and they're going to go in, because he owned Vadra as a gladiator slave. And she was, like I said, she was a really powerful or successful gladiator slave. So he wants his money. So they're pretending to go and sell her back so that they could save this Werecat Boy. And look at this. Look at this. I got this. This is good. This took me back. This ad. I really like this. Roy Thomas and Gil Kane. Roy Thomas did. I got it. Why? I'll get mad at myself because I promised myself I would showcase these comics and I keep forgetting. Roy Thomas did a Ring of the Nibelung in Thor, and I was obsessed with that comic as a kid. Oh my God, did I read that comic over and over and over again. And so when this came out, you better believe I was buying this comic. Oh man, I Ring of the Nibbler, I don't know why. It's one of those mythological stories that I just got obsessed with. But back to this. So he's like, I know you don't trust me, blah, 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 but trust me now. And so he's mocking her. So he's mocking her in front of the wizard to show like, yeah, you know. And he's like, I don't believe you. You know, I don't believe you. You're a double crosser and everything. So I love this. Summon monsters. So that's the name of the spell. And this Cyclops shows up and starts beating the crap out of him. And, you know, he throws away the sword to pummel the Cyclops. Just, it was just like a display of manliness or whatever. And the Cyclops is just going to crush his face. But he, the crafty wizard that he is, he's been studying her. And he's just like, you hate him. You're enjoying this. This isn't a trick. You were mad at him for selling you back to you, so I believe you now. And he dismisses the Cyclops. And we got Superman. And he pays him. She's looking at the kid. And she's like, what? He goes, I can't get free. He was supposed to loosely tie her so that she could slither out anytime she wanted to, but she can't. And he's stealing the Werecat. So he's like, this is all a setup. You sold me, you double-crossed me. You're going to get money from me, and you're probably going to get money for the Werecat. So she freaks out, starts attacking everybody, and escapes. And he's just like, you jerk, you jerk. That was a little boy, and we could have saved him, and now we're out of here, and we didn't save him. And so she's just like, I can't trust you. I don't know what to... She's confused. He's like, here, take the money. The money means nothing to me. You know, I don't care about the money. And she's like, what? You don't care about the money? What's happening? And boom, she's knocked out. And like an ostrich, her head is in the sand. And then we got this TSR World. So this is all information, like a little advertisement for TSR World. And ho, 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 no, no, no. The movie of the decade on video cassette. I will go on record saying I didn't like this movie. I didn't like the Tim Burton movies. I didn't like it when I saw them. And there we go. Start the slings and arrows. So this is a fun comic. I'm enjoying this a lot. I know RJ from the Fourth Age has rekindled my interest in sword and sorcery comics. He got me to buy the back issues of the original Marvel Conan the Barbarian comics, and I'm loving them. I'm loving them, and I'm loving this to the point where I kind of feel nostalgic. I feel like breaking out my Dungeons & Dragons books and have my friends roll up some characters. Come on down, everybody. Come on down. We'll play some Dungeons & Dragons. I like this. And thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. I've been getting a lot of subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. I hate asking for this, but could you subscribe? Because I'm getting closer and closer to the monetization threshold. And, you know, I know once I get the 1,000 subscribers, I'm only going to get pennies. But every drop counts, and I want to roll that money into hiring an artist to write my comic book scripts. So thank you, everybody. Like, subscribe. You know, I don't know. I hate all that stuff. I feel like I'm a cam girl when I say stuff like that. But thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.